Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're going to be talking about two-step linear equations. So at the very top of the page here, I have a list of steps that we can use to help guide us into solving these equations. So the first thing you have to do is you're going to add or subtract your constant to both sides. So this is very similar to what we did when we went to solve one-step equations. So that step is not new, but we are going to have some things left over. So we are going to have to multiply or divide by our coefficient and then state our solution. So if we recall, our solutions have to be positive and they have to be just that 1x. So let's dive right in with example A. So here I have 5x plus 3 equals 38. So what this problem is really saying is I have 5 times some number and then I add 3 to it and I'm going to get a 38. So my constant is going to be the 3. So the reason why it's not 3 and 38 is because you want to get that x all alone. So right now the 5 and the 3 are in the way of that. So I could really easily move that 3 over with subtraction. So I'm going to subtract 3 from both sides here in blue. And I'm going to end up with 5x equals 35. But I need it to be x equals. So I'm going to divide each side by 5, which is my coefficient where my variable is. And I know that 35 divided by 5 is 7. So my solution is x equals 7, and I am all done. Let's look at problem B. So I'm going to subtract 6 from both sides because that is my coefficient. My constant that is on the same side as my variable. So -6, -6. I'm going to be left with 2x equals -24 minus 6 is going to give me a -30. And I want this to be just x equals. So divide by 2, because 2 is my coefficient. X is going to equal 15, but it's going to equal -15. Why is it doing this? Sorry about that. It's going to equal a -15 because I have that one negative on that 30. So it makes my answer negative. And let's look at C. So I'm going to subtract 1 on both sides for the same reason I stated for A and B. So I have -9x equals 54. So I'm going to divide each side by a -9. Yes, you can do that. So I know my answer has to be negative. In this case, it's going to be a -6. So my solution is x equals -6. Let's look at problem D. So here I have 3/4 x plus 5 equals 9. So I'm going to subtract 5 from both sides. Do not be afraid because it's a fraction. 3/4 x equals 4. 9 minus 5 is 4. So if we remember from our last video where we had a coefficient that was a fraction, we multiplied by the reciprocal. So I'm going to multiply each side by 4/3. 4/3. So the left side is going to turn to x equals, and I can make that 4/1. 4 times 4 is 16. 1 times 3 is 3. So yes, you can have solutions like this. So my solution here, I'm going to rewrite it, is x equals 16/3. That's going to be my final solution there. And now let's look at this last one, problem E. So we have some parentheses going on here first. So we have to use the distributive property in order to start this equation. So I'm going to take that 2 and multiply it to 3x. That's going to give me 6x. 2 times a positive 5 gives me positive 10 equals 28. Subtract 10 from both sides. 6x equals 18. And I'm going to divide each side by 6 because that is my coefficient. So my solution is just x equals 3. Please look for my next video where I go over how to check your solutions. So the beauty with equations is you can actually check your work to make sure you did the problem right. You don't have to rely on your teacher, a calculator, or an answer key. So please look for that video coming up soon. And I hope you like this tutorial. Please like and subscribe to the channel and leave a comment below if you have any questions for me. Please share this video with a friend who you think could benefit from this tutorial. Thanks for watching.